We all want to be more productive, right? But what does that even mean? So often, it just feels like we're in this frantic race to do more, and we just end up feeling burnt out. Well, today, we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're going to redefine productivity, not as a measure of how busy you are, but as a real system for getting more done with a sense of calm and purpose. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? True productivity isn't about jamming your calendar so full you can't breathe. It's about doing the right things and doing them better. It's that feeling at the end of the day. Are you exhausted and scattered, or are you feeling accomplished and focused? That's the difference we're talking about. All right, so before we dive into all the how-tos, we have to start with the why. Honestly, understanding your own motivation is probably the single most powerful first step you can take to make any kind of real, lasting change. So let's break down what the real benefits are here. It really starts with a core human value. We all have this desire to grow, to make the most of our time. And yeah, of course, that often fuels financial growth by making us more effective. But here's the part that might surprise you. True productivity actually creates balance. It gives you more time back for the things that really matter. The ultimate goal? It's all about achieving better results with less wasted effort. Okay, so this slide really shows the two roads we can take. Over on the left, you've got busyness. That's all about frantic activity, long hours, and just feeling totally drained. Then on the right, you have true productivity. That's about focused, intentional effort that delivers real results and actually leaves you feeling energized. Our entire goal here is to help you make that shift from the left side over to the right. So how do we make that happen? How do we build this into a practical daily framework? Well, this next section is all about the simple habits that when you practice them consistently, delivers some seriously big results. Here are the 3 pillars. First, deeply understand your work before you even start. Simple, but so many people skip this. Second, begin every single day with a clear checklist. I mean it, this simple act creates immediate focus. And third, and this is the one we all tend to forget, never neglect your physical fitness. Even just a 15-minute walk can sharpen your mind for hours. These aren't complicated ideas, but they are incredibly powerful. Okay, so you might be thinking, these habits sound great, but how do I actually make them stick? How do I turn them into consistent, long-term growth? That is the perfect question, and you know what? The answer is the absolute core of this entire explainer. And here it is, the 3 diary system. This is the secret ingredient. It's a daily reflection system designed for just one thing: continuous, sustainable improvement. Let's break down each one of these diaries, one by one. First up, we have the work diary. Think of this as your daily command center. Before you do anything else, this is where you create total clarity. What are you actually doing today? How are you going to do it? And what does success look like when it's done? Using it is pretty straightforward. Before you even begin a task, be fully aware of what's required. Then do your homework. Get your tools ready, your thoughts, your references. And here's the key. At the end of the day, don't just ask what percentage is done. Ask, what was the quality of the work I did? And what did I learn from it? Next, we have the improvement diary. This is your personal self-feedback loop. Its whole purpose is to make sure that no mistake is ever wasted. So instead of being a setback, a mistake just becomes valuable data for your future success. Now, the process here is really systematic. First, you honestly just note down what went wrong. Think of these as your failure parameters. Next, and this is important, you dig deep and write down why it happened. And finally, the most critical step, you create a concrete plan for exactly how you'll approach it differently and improve it tomorrow. And finally, there's the goal diary. If the other 2 diaries are managing your day-to-day, this one is your North Star. It's the thing that makes sure all your daily actions are consistently moving you toward your biggest ambitions. Using this is simple but really powerful. First, define your short-term goals for the week and the month. Then, you map out your long-term vision. Where do you want to be in 6 months, a year? This diary keeps those 2 timelines connected, and as you accomplish each goal, you physically check it off. That simple act of seeing your progress, it's a huge motivator to keep going. So we've covered the why, we've covered the foundational habits, and we've walked through the 3 diary system. Now, let's just put it all together into a simple path for sustainable growth. If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. True, lasting productivity isn't about some relentless hustle. It's a calm, intentional process that's built on clarity, reflection, and the balance you need to sustain yourself for the long run. This simple loop is the entire system. It's so elegant. It begins with preparation and smart work. That feeds into daily reflection, where you learn and adapt. And that reflection, well, it inevitably leads to continuous growth. It's a powerful cycle. The only question left is, which diary are you going to start with today?